my channel. This is a reading vlog. Basically, I just want to spend my day reading and talking books. Like, amazing. Totally, completely amazing. I want to just have a relaxing day in which I worry about anything but what will happen in the books that I'm reading, and talking about what I'm currently reading. My current read, and also the first book of 2026 for me, it's this one called The Modern Fairies by Pollard. I've just got a couple of chapters left in this, and then my next read will be this one called Disobedient by Fremantle, which is basically a retelling of the story of Artemisia Gentileschi, a painter, of course. And that's it. But before starting my reading day, I need and want to have breakfast. So that's what we will be doing first thing first. So for breakfast today, I will be having an iced matcha latte. Like, although it's extremely cold outside being in January, I just need to have a nice matcha, like 100%. I will be using these little stick from the their matcha. It's really good in my opinion. I love the taste and the consistency that it has, so I do recommend it. It's easy to get and I love. I will be using this little matcha set made by my dear friend that has a clay business called Claywa, like so extremely pretty. Also the mug that I will be using, this little mug, it's so pretty with all the little flowers. And together with the matcha, I will be having a little slice of bread with jam, but the bread that I will be using, it's a chocolate kind of bread. It's the first time that I find it in my local bakery, but look at this. You should be able to smell this, because my gosh, it truly smells like chocolate. It's so delicious, but they just used like cacao powder for sure, because there is nothing related to like creams and whatsoever, just a powder. And also, as you can see, a variety of nuts. And I will be using my beloved blueberry jam from Bon Maman, and this actually is going to be my little breakfast, which I'm so excited about as always. So you guys, as I already told you, this is the book that I'm currently reading. I'm just like 5 to 6 chapters to its end, and I'm enjoying it so much. It's the perfect first read for 2026, and it's called The Modern Fairies by Pollard. I was drawn to it thanks to its cover. Like, look how opulent and amazing this cover is. I feel like it's a work of art. I would love to have it framed in my house somewhere, and that's what got my eye while I was browsing in the bookstore. Like, this is an amazing cover. I would say the best looking book cover that I've ever seen. The colors, the font, like everything screamed at me to pick the book up. But I have to say that reading it made me realize that it's not just about the cover, but the book itself is so extremely interesting and amazing. But basically, what is this about? It's about a group of intellectuals who in 1682 meet up every single month to flirt, to enact and tell each other fairy tales, or as they call them, contes de fées. That's the French word for fairy tale. During their meetings, they challenge themselves, they challenge the status quo and the roles that are currently in the world that they are basically living in. So they talk about glass slippers, they talk about princesses, prince, they talk about beasts, forbidden fruits, forbidden rules, witchcraft, but we also need to add the drama in it, of course. And this because in 1682 they were living under the reign of Louis XIV, who loved to live his life with opulence, beauty, but most of all power. So once he gets to know about this literal club, then drama start to unfold, and the life of most of the participants of this group will change forever. It's so cool, you guys. Each chapter, it's a fairy tale. In each chapter, we get to know more about the characters in the story. I also love that the point of view in this, it's an outside one. It's a third point of view. It's neither of the characters. I think this helps the story develop in a much easier way, and it helps us to fully understand and see what happens to most of the people in this book here. It's full of drama. It's full of drama and things happening. It's full of flirting. It's full of sexual activities. It's also so very provocative that you just want to read and read and read this book, which is actually kind of short, but full of things and full of meaning, I also would say. Another point that I very much loved about this book is that it's loosely based, I would say, on real events, and the title itself, The Modern Fairies, it's based on the fact that thanks to this group of intellectuals meeting and reenacting and telling each other stories, help to develop what we currently know as fairy tales. A lot of the fairy tales that were said and shared during their meetings were later written in books. And for example, in this we have one of the first versions of the Beauty and the Beast, of what we now know to be the fairy tale of the Beauty and the Beast. So definitely very interesting, and I cannot wait to see what will happen in the pages that I have left, because a lot of things are happening, not nice things, to some characters in this. So let's say that the king and those who work for him are not very benevolent, but we are also talking about 1682, so we have to keep that in mind for sure. But yeah, let's keep on reading. I'm at chapter 21 called The Tale of the Ball Gown. I've just finished this book, and what I can tell you is that the ending has been expected, yet at the same time unexpected. I would sum up the last chapters with new romantic relationships developing, incarceration, adultery, what at the time was considered as sodomy, but also monastery life, and last but not least, an elopement. So we have so many things happening at the end of this book that made me enjoy it so very much. It's a very realistic book in my opinion. I know this is loosely inspired by the real event, but I can see what happened here happening in real life during the reign of Louis XIV. Absolutely, 100%. What I also loved very much is that until the middle of this book, we hear mostly about the stories that they tell each others. And we slowly start to get to know each and every character, even if the third point of view, so the external point of view, makes us discover not a lot about the characters, but just a tiny bit of each of them, and actually what it's related to the facts that will happen at the end of the book. So yes, I would totally recommend you picking and reading this book. It's a very light read, it's very easy to read and fast to read. I love how Claire Pollard actually is able to write, how she writes, how she describes things, and how she's able to make you feel what some characters are feeling, even though you feel pretty distant from them. Very, very nice. Now, I just have to write my Fable review, and I'm thinking of what to writing and how many stars to give. I'm pretty sure I will give this 5 stars because this has everything that I wanted from this book. This is exactly what I expected from this and reading the synopsis and the summary. So why not giving it 5 stars, I would say. So let me just quickly write down my thoughts, my review, and then I will just read it out to you. Even though you can read all my reviews on my Fable account, which is basically my name and my surname. So I just wrote my review on Fable. I ended up giving it 5 stars, as I told you, because why not? And basically what I wrote is a book about the fascinating war of a group of intellectuals that gather in a Parisian home to tell, perform and entertain each other with fairy tales, contes de fées, princesses and prince, witchcraft, women locked in towers, beasts and forbidden secrets. Then what should be an innocent telling of tales with uniquely a touch of drama takes a much darker and political turn. No one is safe once the king, Louis XIV, get to know about everything unfolding during their meetings. This is also inspired by real events, which make this tale even more intriguing. That's what I think. I never like to give too many spoilers of the book in my reviews, but I just like to tell a bit about the book, why I like it, and yeah. I just sent my first review of 2026, which is absolutely amazing. And as I also told you during my wrap up for 2025, I plan on reading 12 books, at least 12 books during this year, so 1 book per month, which hopefully I will be able to easily reach, but let's see, you never know what happens during the year, so 12 it's a fine number in my opinion. you guys, before actually starting with the second book of the day, I just came to have a quick browse around my trusted thrift store. I actually don't have anything that I want to purchase or that I'm searching for, but you know, it's been a couple of weeks that I've been here just to see what they have, if they have anything new. You know, I generally love to have a look at their home section. They always have so many trinkets, plates, little mugs and things like that. They are so pretty. But also the bag section, the clothing section is not bad. I always spend so much time in their book section, even though I never buy anything, because they are pretty, yes, but nothing catches my eye actually. But I mean, let's see, let's go inside, let's have a look and see what they have in store today, just to, you know, have a quick trip. And of course, look who's with me, as always. I don't think he's very happy. He would have loved to stay on the couch, sleeping, but he needs to have a quick walk as well, so let's go inside. I'm back home, back in my loungewear. I left the thrift store empty-handed because even though they had such a big stack of the Danish plates that I'm collecting, they did not have a single year that I'm looking forward to buy. Lot of 82, lot of 78, lot of 1999, but not the year that I want. So did not buy anything, also because nothing caught my attention actually, also in the book section or in the bag section or in the pots and pans section. So yeah, but now that I'm comfortably in my leisure wear, we can start and read a bit of Disobedient before making lunch. So Disobedient by Elizabeth Fremantle. Artemisia Gentileschi is a survivor. Let me just read the synopsis here so we can understand better together what this book is about. I mean, we already know it's about Artemisia Gentileschi, but let's see. Rome, 1611, a jewel-bright place of change, with sumptuous new palaces and lavish wealth on display. A city where women are seen but not heard. Artemisia Gentileschi dreams of becoming a great artist, but her future is not her own. She belongs to her father and will belong to a husband, until a mysterious tutor enters her life. Tassi is a dashing figure, handsome and worldly, and for a moment it represents everything that a life of freedom might offer. But then the unthinkable happens. In the eyes of her family, Artemisia should accept her fate. In the eyes of the law, she's the villain. But Artemisia is a survivor, and this is her story to tell. So, yet another historical book set apparently in Rome in 1611, and will follow along the life of Artemisia Gentileschi. I'm very intrigued by historical books. I love the marriage portrait that I read a couple of years ago that talked about the story of Lucrezia de' Medici. It was a retelling, meaning it followed her life, what truly happened to her, but then things changed, and it was more of a what if, what would have happened to Lucrezia de Medici if. Maybe this is the same, I don't know, I'm very intrigued by this book. The cover is amazing as well, I would say. Look at this. I love the mix of purple and orange, the font as well in this, it's amazing. So, I mean, let's start. It's the first time that I did anything from Elizabeth Fremantle, actually. Read the first 3 chapters of the book. After the first one, we have a big time jump. We see her as a 6-year-old baby girl in the first chapter, where she has a very traumatic experience that I'm sure will shape and will influence somehow her future life. And then we see her 12 years later, while she helps and supports her father in painting, in drafting a painting, basically. Because her father is a known artist in Rome at the time, called Orazio Gentileschi, basically. And the next chapter that I will read, it's called Judith's Nipple. Very curious to see what this will be about, and it's already very much interesting. Basically, her family is not very wealthy. They are having some financial troubles. They need to change house. They need to find more works, more jobs, more paintings to do, more commissions. And Artemisia definitely wants to help her family, as she wants to become a very known and admired painter. So yeah, but now I'm going to have a quick lunch with some leftovers. I will just need to eat up a bit these, which are basically just lentils cooked in tomato soup. So delicious, and I will just have these with a glass of water, and that's it. Just read the first 8 chapters of the book, and we have now encountered for the first time, but for like 3 lines, who will be her tutor, Tassi, who in the synopsis here it has to be a dashing figure, handsome and worldly. Let's see what will happen now that we have this new character entering her story. But what can I say is that basically through the pages you can feel her need to become a painter, to be recognized as a painter, as a very, very talented painter, which she is, not just by everyone in Rome that might want to get a commission from her, but mostly from her father. Her father knows her worth. He knows that she's so very talented, so much more talented than him, but for him it's very hard to accept that his daughter, a woman, is so much more talented than he actually is. They're like painting together, but he does not want her to paint faces and bodies. He just wants her to paint the background things, and those things are so immensely beautiful and full of nice details that it's sad that everything else looks dull in comparison. So it's very intriguing, but it's very sad at the same time, because you can feel how much she needs and wants to be recognized, you know. But we are in 1611, so a completely different time that we are now, and it's 10 times, if not more, harder for a girl like Artemisia that does not want to get married, she does not want children, she just wants to paint and become a famous painter. So, but you guys, I also wanted to show you the bookmarks that I'm using. I generally love to use 2 bookmarks, not just one, because one, I like to just mark the end of a chapter and the beginning of another one. And with the second one, I just love to use it to mark where I'm at. A lot of times I need to stop reading while like midway through a chapter or at the beginning of a chapter, and so I like to mark both where I am and the next chapter, you know? I don't know why, but it is how it is with me. So I always try and keep 2 bookmarks. And this time I have these 2 beauties here. Egypt vibes, I would say, coming directly from Egypt, even though that's not true. I mean, this comes directly from Egypt. Look how pretty. It's like Tut and his wife and their alphabet, basically. And this one, it's the bust of Nefertiti, which is actually at a museum in Berlin. I did see this one a couple of times, and she's so beautiful in person that truly. Also the room, she's in a room by herself with dim lights, totally amazing. But yeah, these are my 2 bookmarks. I've just made myself a little mid-afternoon snack plate. I'm craving fruits, hence why I just cut myself a little orange, and here we have pomegranate seeds, so delicious, and I will just enjoy this while I keep on reading about Artemisia. So intriguing, it's truly such an intriguing book, and I'm sure it will get even more interesting as we go on and read about everything that happened to her. It has been hours. It's now dinner time, and in the meantime I did go ahead reading this book. Basically, I told you that we were introduced to this Tassi. Now we get to know him a tiny bit better. He's a painter as well, and he has been commissioned by a cardinal to paint a ceiling of loggia he's living in, and he asks Orazio Gentileschi, which is Artemisia's father, to help him. They've already collaborated in the past, and he asks him to basically fill out the figures in the loggia for the cardinal himself. And in this way, him and Artemisia got to know each other. And I'm at a point where Tassi proposed to teach her more about perspectives, as he is a master in perspective, and they are getting to know each other better and spending a bit of time together. But I have to say that it is getting extremely interesting, even though I'm sure we did not even get to the heart of the book yet. We're approaching it, I can feel it, the tension building, but we're getting there for sure. But for the moment, I'm setting this aside because we are cooking, we're making dinner, of course. I'm starving and I cannot wait to eat something, which actually will be a mix of a couple of things that I have and that I need to finish. So for dinner I will be making bok choy in a pan with sesame oil, a little bit of soy sauce, a mix of spices. I'm just missing, which I love to use, sesame seeds as well, which I love to toast before putting the bok choy in the pan as well, but I don't have them. I just realized, and I will make the recipe without them. They add a nice touch to the recipe itself, but it will be amazing even without. And then I will just have my leftover broccoli from yesterday evening and 2 sausages. These are veggie sausages actually from IKEA's Daily, and I think I will add a tiny bit of olives and a couple of chips maybe. I don't know, let's see, but I'm pretty sure that's what I will have for the night. Dinner is ready, you guys. Let me show you my little plate. Look how pretty. So basically we have bok choy, broccoli, veggie sausages, a mix of olives, green olives and Greek olives, chips. We're talking about honey mustard chips. Oh my gosh, delicious. And then I just have my glass of sparkling water and lemon juice, and that's it. I'm completely and perfectly set for dinner. You guys, I'm now on my couch with my book, with candles on. I also made myself a little tea. I mean, not little, because this mug, it's huge and I love it, and went for raspberry and pomegranate herbal tea. My gosh, the smell and the taste of this, it's divine. Love it. So I will just spend my night basically drinking, reading, but also watching an episode or 2 of Anthony Bourdain's Parts Unknown show. This episode here, it's in Texas, the far west. He's currently in Marfa, and what I love about this show is that it talks about lesser known cuisines, but also it talks a lot about the culture there, the people, what they love, what they do, political tensions and whatsoever. It's very interesting, so that's what I will be doing this evening, and I felt like it's the perfect moment for me to just wrap up the video. I hope you enjoyed following me along in this reading vlog. I enjoyed so much spending my day reading. It's something that I need to do actually more, because I love to do it, and ending the evening just relaxing with a cup of tea, a nice TV show on. That's, I would say, perfect. So you guys, as always, thank you so much for tuning in, watching. I truly hope you enjoyed today's videos, and I will see you very soon.